These 3 major tips are the ones that I've been taught by successful streamers. And as I apply them, I want to share them with you so that you can see what I'm trying and what's working and what's not. So as I grow, you can actually grow with me based off of my trial and error. So basically, I'm being your guinea pig. The first step is to be discoverable. Now, a lot of people think in order to be discoverable, you have to be streaming on Twitch and have enough people to boost you up on the browse page that viewers can find you right there at the top. Now, the problem with this is Twitch is extremely competitive and it's not very discoverable friendly. It's really hard to become discoverable on Twitch itself. Now, what you can do to become more discoverable is use things like YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. You can use YouTube to create content around something that you enjoy doing that you can relate to your stream. So for example, I've been a video editor and a YouTube manager for some big clients for a couple of years now. And so what I'm doing is I'm applying my skills of online work and my online business skills towards streamers. So what I'm doing is I want to build something out of my hobby, which is having a successful Twitch stream, a successful channel about gaming, and just being able to enjoy what I do with my time and just share it with people who want that information and that relates with me, somebody that I can like become friends with. That's my audience. It's literally people who I could be friends with and want to hang out. That's what I want to do, is build a community of those people. All right. And that's what YouTube lets you do, is it lets you create videos based off of your hobbies or something that you enjoy doing, and then you can post it up onto YouTube. And with a tool called vidIQ, you can actually find stuff that other people are searching for, finding that keyword, and get your videos ranked. So those people that are looking for that stuff, they can actually find your YouTube videos, and in your videos like this, you can post your Twitch link right here, show it on screen, or in the description below, you can post your Twitch link and say, hey, by the way, if you want to connect, which by the way, if you want to connect with me, you can click my Twitch link below. See how that works? So when somebody like you goes to YouTube and searches in a search term and they find a video that they want to watch and they watch it, that is a piece of content that is working for you 24/7 to provide that person with content they're looking for. And then you can relay that person over to your Twitch stream. And now, not only are they showing up to your stream, but they already know who you are. They already like some of your content, and there's somebody that you can relate to because you have a shared interest. All right. Now you can do the exact same thing with Instagram, where you're doing shorter videos and you're using hashtags that relate to other people that have shared interests or shared hobbies. So with Instagram, you can post up on your story, you can have images using hashtags and whatnot, and the exact same concept that you're using on YouTube, where you're creating content based off of things you enjoy doing or things that you're good at or your hobby or stuff that you want to work towards, even having goals. So like this channel is technically a goal channel for me because I want to take my professional YouTube skills and video editing skills and apply it towards something I like doing, which is video games and hanging out with literally like geeks, like people who like talking about business or video games or travel or any of that stuff. You're welcome to come hang out with me, and that's the people that I want to connect with. So that's how that works, is with YouTube and Instagram, you can find the people like-minded like you, and you can just connect with them. And then for Twitter is a great one. I'll be straight up honest right now. I'm not great with posting on Instagram. Never really have been. YouTube's my thing. And Twitter, yeah, I am not great with posting on Twitter. I never have been. I've never really gotten too crazy into Twitter. But my personal goal, one of my personal goals, is to be a little bit more aware of what I'm doing on Twitter and try to be better at posting on that, especially Instagram as well. I'm not one of those like selfie guys that like goes out and takes selfies all day long. So I just need to create content that is more enjoyable for like images and stuff that I can still find my audience on Instagram. So that's the first step, is become discoverable. Create content on another social media platform that is discoverable by the people you want to connect with, and then just connect them over to your Twitch. So on Instagram, you have your little bio link. You can set that as your Twitch link. On YouTube, you can put the link underneath every single video that you create. But on Twitter, what you can do is you can actually find other people that are using like certain hashtags. You can join conversations, you can join groups, and you can actually just start talking to people and just literally build relationships through conversation on tweets. You can tweet about certain things. Just don't go too crazy with the hashtags. Again, that's kind of like saying like, hey, I'm desperate, right? Using a lot of hashtags and stuff, and I'm kind of guilty of using some hashtags, but when you use a lot of hashtags, it's like you're screaming like, hey, I'm desperate for engagement or hey, look at me. You see what I mean? But if you're being authentic and you're just using a hashtag or two that makes sense to use, then people are going to see that you've got some value and you're not being desperate for views. And that's a lot more appreciated on Twitter. Okay, so now that we talked about like just being more discoverable, using social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, you can even use Facebook. Just Facebook, you can use Facebook groups or start your own group for your own brand, or you can start your own page. And this isn't, I'm not saying stream on Facebook, I'm just saying you can use Facebook to find people who like streaming or whatever kind of content you want to create, and then link that group or page to your Twitch. All right, same thing, just join the conversation, become relatable, send them over to your Twitch. So once you start creating that content, you're going to need to be consistent. People are going to start clicking over. Okay, so now let's focus on the actual Twitch part of things. All right, the second tip that you want to focus on is being attractive. Now, I'm not saying look all pretty or sexy or go work out or do all this different stuff. What I'm saying is have a nice layout. Like, I've got a nice camera, I've got a nice background, I've got a decent mic. You see what I'm saying? So things for being attractive. All right, number one is use a webcam. All right, a lot of people go, well, you don't have to use a webcam. No, you don't have to use a webcam, but like me and you right now, I'm looking you in the face and you're looking me in the face, and this is more personal. All right, but if it just showed my screen with my notes on where I'm talking, it's not very relatable, it's not very personal. All right, and you probably wouldn't watch this video. And if you're still watching this video at this point, awesome, I appreciate it. Go ahead and drop me a like, let me know you're still watching. Leave a comment if you're enjoying this video so far. But going back to the first thing for being attractive is use a webcam. All right, now right now I'm using a Canon EOS 80D to film this video. You do not need that kind of a camera to stream on Twitch. All right, so when I'm streaming on my just chatting screen, this is the camera that you see. Now I'll have it cropped down with like some bars and different stuff, and it's kind of like set up a little differently for Twitch, but it's this main camera. But when I'm playing the game and it becomes this little smaller camera, like off on the side, like right here or whatever, right? It actually switches over to my Logitech C920. Now you can use a Logitech C920 as your main camera and then shrink it down when you switch between scenes on stream. I really recommend the Logitech C920 because with the right lighting, and then you can go in and personally set each setting on the Logitech C920 through OBS, your streaming software, and it turns out looking really good. So if you're interested in the Logitech C920, there's going to be a link below in like resources. You can go ahead and go down there and see everything that I'm recommending in this video. You can click over and go ahead and get yourself one. The second part about having an attractive stream is the background. All right, you want something that's clean, professional. I mean, it doesn't have to be expensive. So these panels that I have, they're 3D wall panels. These are actually 3D, and I've got 2 LED light bars that just point down light on them, like spotlight LEDs. And I have an app on my phone that I can actually just control those and change all the color and whatnot. And then I've got 2 LED panel lights for my lighting. You do not need to have all of that stuff, okay? You just need to have a clean background. Like if you're streaming from your bedroom, like make your bed, pick up, don't have like a bunch of bottles and all kinds of stuff stashed around, which my wife will accuse of me having sometimes. I'll have water bottles over here and whatnot. But the biggest thing is just have something that's clean and that's somewhat pleasing to the eye. Okay, you don't want to have a mess. You don't want to have like chipped paint walls and stuff like that. You can throw up a sheet or anything just to kind of like clean the area up around you that doesn't have like something that's going to cause a distraction or a problem, or if someone jumps in and says, hey man, that's weird or gross or that's not clean. You see what I mean? Biggest thing is just keep everything in video, just keep it clean. Just keep it clean. And then the third part about having an attractive stream is the microphone, okay? People are gonna be listening to you just as much, if not more, than watching you. So more importantly than having a decent background and like a decent camera and all that stuff, when they're watching you, the camera's gonna be small while you're playing games or doing other stuff that's on screen. But the most important thing is they're gonna be listening to you more than anything else. All right, a lot of the times people will jump in, they'll have you open in a tab and they'll be listening while they're doing other stuff, and they'll glance over and watch you, but they're gonna keep listening to what's going on. So if you're looking for a plug and play mic that sounds really good, that's not gonna like go over budget, I personally use the Blue Yeti right now, but I've ordered an upgrade, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. But for a USB mic that sounds really good that you can just take it out of the box, plug it into your computer, and it's ready to go and it sounds really decent, is a Blue Yeti or the new Elgato Wave, which both of these will be linked below as well. You can go and check them out. The Blue Yeti is really nice, but the Elgato Wave might be sold out. However, those things are pretty much the exact same microphone as the Blue Yeti, but the software that comes with it is over the top. It's amazing software, and they're pretty much the same price. So I would check Elgato Wave first, and if you can't wait for that, go with a Blue Yeti. But if you can't wait for that and you just want to jump up and be like one of the big streamers and the top dogs, you can go for a Go XLR mixer and a Rode pod mic, which I actually personally ordered both of those. I'll be getting my Go XLR mixer and a Rode pod mic for an XLR mic setup, and keep watching because you're going to notice a big difference in my audio in streams and on my videos. So I'm excited for that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. You don't need to go XLR right off the bat, so don't let anybody tell you that you have to. All right, so we talked about being discoverable. We talked about creating an attractive stream, okay? So now that you're creating consistent content on other social platforms that are out there working for you to get people to show up to your stream, people are showing up, all right? You've got an attractive stream, you got a clean background, you got a good sounding mic, you probably have a decent overlay, and you just followed the stuff that I talked to up until this point. The third and biggest point is be engaging. So if you're trying to grow your stream, you're gonna have to be engaging with the people that show up. If they go through all those steps, if they find you somewhere else, they see your stream and they see that it's a decent quality stream and they click in and they're hanging out, now it's all on you to be engaging. And the biggest point, give them a reason to stay. Now, one of the easiest ways to give someone a reason to stay is just talk to them and communicate with them and build a relationship with them. Not everybody who shows up in your stream is gonna wanna talk. They'll probably just lurk for quite a while, and that's okay. You don't have to force them to talk, but if they do, just build a relationship with them. Make them feel appreciated for being there. Now, when you're just starting out and for a long time, there's gonna be very few people in your chat, if anybody. All right, they'll probably just be lurking. That does not mean you just sit there and be quiet, okay? Talk about something that happened to you throughout the day. Have a friend in Discord that you're playing with that you can be talking to and sharing funny stories or talking about the game or something that's going on. Something that is relatable that somebody watching you in chat could speak up and say, hey, that happened to me, or hey, that's a funny story, or hey, what about this? All right, give them something that they can kind of like connect with and start engaging with you, okay? And from that point, once you get that initial engagement, you want to pay attention to them, okay? Pay attention to chat, pay attention to their thoughts, their emotions, their connection with you, and just try to relate to them and build that kind of bond that a lot of streamers don't give their audience. There's a lot of times I go and watch a random stream where somebody suggests a stream to me, and most of these people, they're like small names, not a lot of people know them, and I'll sit there and watch them for a while and they're not talking, there's hardly anything going on, and they're just kind of like hanging out playing the game. And it's just really disconnected. It's like, okay, if I just want to watch this game being played, I'll just go watch YouTube videos. There's no reason for me to be here on your live stream. But when people feel appreciated and they feel connection and they see you're paying attention to your chat, and if you're playing the game and you like look over and you're like, oh yeah, and you're reading their messages out loud, that's another thing, is read their messages out loud, which lets them know, yes, he's reading my messages, or yes, she's reading my messages. They're paying attention to me and I feel included. That's a big thing, is people like feeling included in what's going on. All right. So the biggest summary of being engaging is just build relationships. All right. Build relationships, build relationships, build relationships. Try to connect with the person who shows up for you. All right, so these are the tips that I got from my big successful streamer mentors and my friends that are doing quite well with it. These are the tips that I'm going to be applying to my stream as well. So if you want to watch and see how these go, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow along. If you appreciated this video, hit that like button. And lastly, if you ever want me to explain anything, so I'm a professional video editor for some entrepreneurs and affiliate marketers online. But if you have questions about YouTube or video editing, be sure to ask those questions in the comments below. If you have questions on what I'm learning from successful streamers and how I'm getting this information to apply and to test and literally be your guinea pig on what works and what doesn't, leave a comment below and I'm happy to give you this information. Thanks for hanging out with me, and remember, This is a journey. Learn to love it. I'll see you in the next video.